I was asleep when I got a message from my mom. We used your credit card for a family cruise, $8,300. Don't call the bank. This is what you owe us for raising you. Then my dad chimed in. If you file a complaint, you're out of the family forever. We'll tell everyone you're an ungrateful child who abandoned us. Mom followed up with, remember when you broke your arm at 7? The ER bill was $4,000. Time to pay us back. They even spent on first-class upgrades, casino chips, and when I checked further, I saw $2,500 in duty-free shopping. Dad added, we fed you for 18 years. This is nothing compared to what you cost us. I ended up blocking their numbers and changing all my cards. But before that, I dropped a black envelope in their mailbox. Now, my mom is calling from my friend's phone, yelling, what did you do? Pick up your phone, please. $8,300, Oliver, don't play dumb. Dad's voice cracked through the kitchen like a belt whip, sharp and meant to sting. Mom slammed the cabinet shut so hard the dishes clattered inside, one nearly tipping over. The sound rang out like a gunshot in the silence. This isn't optional. We used your card and you'll pay it back. We raised you. We clothed you. We fed you. Don't act like you're the victim here. Oliver sat at the table, shoulders straight, hands folded on the wood surface like he was in a courtroom instead of his parents' house. The overhead light buzzed, flickering just slightly, throwing shadows across his face. He didn't flinch. Mara leaned lazily against the counter, arms crossed, smirking like she'd been waiting years for this showdown. Maybe if you weren't such a ghost all the time, Oliver, they wouldn't have to force you to give back. You disappear, contribute nothing, and then act shocked when people call you out. The smell of burned coffee lingered in the air. Dad's heavy breathing filled the spaces between words. The house felt like it was shrinking, walls pressing inward. Dad's finger jabbed through the air toward Oliver, his face red with fury. You think you're some innocent? You think you're the victim? We've covered for you before. Don't make me tell them what you really did. The words landed like a grenade. My name is Oliver Cade, 26 years old. The quiet one. The shadow in the corner. The one who never shouted back, who let them scream until their voices cracked. I was the one they leaned on when they needed money for emergencies, when they needed someone to blame. I was the one they forgot when birthdays came and the one they remembered when bills were due. My silence wasn't kindness. It was survival. Because when I was younger, I learned something. The less you say, the more they underestimate you. Tonight, they think I'm cornered. They think I'm the same voiceless boy who sat outside in the cold, waiting to be let back in, but I've been holding something back for years. And now it's my turn. Family members introduced. Mara Cade, 23. My younger sister. Sharp tongue, sharper smirk. Always mom's golden child. She has this habit of tilting her head when she insults me, like she's bored even while cutting deep. Her eyes flick from me to Dad like she's watching a tennis match, waiting to jump in for points. Mom, Celeste Cade, 49. Soft voice that can curdle into steel in seconds. Her weapon isn't yelling, it's guilt. She folds her arms tight like she's holding the whole world together, but her eyes flash when control slips away. Dad, Victor Cade, 52. Red-faced, booming, the kind of man who confuses volume with authority. He's been chasing status for years. Vacations, cars, showing off. The bills pile up behind him like shadows he pretends not to see. Their voices layer over each other. You owe us. You should be grateful. You're selfish. I sip water from a chipped glass, the rim cool against my lips. I don't rush, don't defend myself. Because while they're spitting poison at me, I'm watching. And I can see it in Mara's fidgeting hands, in Mom's darting eyes. Someone here is hiding more than they admit. Mom slams a thick stack of receipts onto the table. Paper fans out. Casino charges, cruise tickets, first-class upgrades, duty-free shopping. Her finger presses hard into the numbers. Look at this. This is what you're responsible for now. You'll pay every cent. You owe us your life, Oliver. It's time you understand that. I pick up one receipt, hold it between my fingers like it's fragile. Dad's voice rumbles low, almost a growl. Don't even think about calling the bank. You file a complaint and you're out of this family forever. I lean back in the chair, my voice calm, level. You've done this before. Gas, groceries, accidental transfers. You dip into my account, then call it a mistake. This isn't new. You've been bleeding me dry for years. Mara scoffs, her arms crossed tighter. Oh, here we go. The poor victim routine. Maybe if you weren't such a dead weight, they wouldn't need to do this. You've been a burden since... She stops herself mid-sentence. The word hovers in the air. Burden. Why does that word feel rehearsed? Why do they keep using it like it's a script? Dad slams his fist down on the table so hard the glass jumps and water sloshes over the edge. The sound echoes in the tense air. You think this is about a few $1,000s? No. This is about you never pulling your weight. You coast. You hide. You let us carry you while you sit there acting superior. Mara blurts, her voice sharp. Do you think Mom wanted to cover that ER bill when you broke your arm at 7? $4,000. For you. They sacrificed for you, Oliver, and all you ever do is sulk. Mom shoots her a warning glance, but it's too late. The wound has been reopened. I set the glass back on the table slowly, my eyes steady on them. My words come out calm, deliberate. No. This isn't about money. The air stills. Mara fidgets. Dad clenches his jaw. This is about what you all did to me. The memory isn't a blur. It's sharp, burned into me. I was 12. Dad's old Ford broke down after work. He swore I left the headlights on when I got something from the glove box. I hadn't. But my denial meant nothing. He yanked me outside into the freezing night, shoved me into the cab. The cold cut through my jacket, through my skin, through my bones. I remember my breath clouding the glass as he slammed the door shut. You'll sit out here and think about what you cost me. I sat there until my teeth chattered so hard I bit my tongue. Through the frosted window, I saw Mom in the kitchen, arms folded, staring out but never opening the door, and Mara. She brought me a blanket, tossed it in my lap. She laughed as she walked away. The blanket was thin. It didn't help. It didn't. Back then I thought maybe I deserved it, that maybe I was the problem, but now, older, I know better. And Mara knows too. She saw it. She remembers. And she's been carrying that silence with me. I pull a black envelope from my jacket and slide it across the table. The sound of paper against wood is louder than their shouting. Mom's hand hovers, trembling. Dad's face drains of its color. Mara's smirk flickers. Inside, copies of bank statements, property deeds, transfers, proof that Dad had been draining Grandma's account long before she passed. Proof Mom signed documents to cover it. You wanted to talk about debt? I whisper. Here's yours. Theft, fraud, lies. Mara's jaw clenches as I pull out one more photo. Her at the casino, a drink in hand, Dad's credit card glowing in the slot machine. The same night she told me she was at a study group. The room explodes. You went through our things? Dad roars. Mom shakes her head, tears forming. Oliver, it's not what you think. Mara lunges for the papers. You traitor! But it's too late. The truth is out, and they know I've been waiting for this moment all along. The house feels like it's caving in, the walls rattling with every shouted word. Mom sobs, clutching her hair. Dad's face burns crimson, veins throbbing in his temples. Mara paces back and forth, her sneakers squeaking against the linoleum. I stand slowly, pushing the chair back. The scrape against the floor makes them all stop for just a second. For years, I gave you my silence. My voice is low, calm, but it cuts through the chaos like a blade. Tonight, I give you the truth. Mara spins toward me, eyes wide, voice cracking. You'll ruin us! Do you even realize what you've done? And then, the unthinkable. Mom, with tear-streaked cheeks, whispers into the storm. He's not lying. The entire house freezes. I walk toward the door, slow and steady, like someone finally stepping free from a cage. My hand brushes the frame as if testing if it's real. Dad's voice erupts behind me, shaking with rage and fear. You walk out that door, you're no son of mine. I pause, turn my head just enough for them to see the side of my face. Then I guess I never was. Mom lurches forward, her hand reaching out. Her voice breaks apart. Oliver, wait, please. We can fix this. Just don't leave like this. Her hand hangs inches from mine, but it never touches. I step back. They'll never see me the same again. And I don't need them to. The night air hits me like a baptism. Cold, sharp, alive. For the first time, I'm not carrying their shadows on my back. Behind me, muffled voices clash, rage and desperation tangled together. But they sound distant now, like echoes fading in a tunnel. I breathe deep, the air stinging my lungs. Freedom burns, but it feels good. I don't think about revenge. I don't think about payback. I think about tomorrow. A tomorrow where I'm not their scapegoat, not their punching bag, not their wallet. Maybe one day I'll forgive. Maybe one day I'll forget. But tonight, I chose me. And under the dark sky, I whisper. Not to them, but to myself. For the first time, I don't carry their weight anymore. If you were in Oliver's place, would you forgive them or would you walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters more than you think. Share your own story. Maybe someone else here needs to hear it. Like this if you've ever carried someone else's weight on your shoulders. Subscribe for more stories that hurt, heal, and stay with you long after the screen goes dark.